Welcome, everyone, to That Kind of Nerds Podcast, a weekly show where we break down the nerdy world. I am CJ Mellon, joined by Josh Burns and Brian Thornton.
As per usual.
Indeed. We are the usual. We are the Bernstons.
There it is, waiting for the Bernstons. Okay.
Josh was cooking all weekend. He's got some nice seared steak. We brought him over today.
Yep.
It's going to be a good time. Got some red wine. I got my Jameson. And some Cavassier.
Wow. How much have you had to drink?
Enough.
I can tell.
We've had enough, as a matter of fact.
So I thought that the month of July would be very hard for me to go and see movies, but somehow I figured out a way to have people watch my kids, and I was able to go see movies.
You abandoned your children for movies.
I'm okay with this decision, and if they listen to this in the future, you're goddamn right I am.
They're not going to listen to this.
My kids are going to listen to this over and over and over. And their kids too. It's going to be amazing.
It's a Burns tradition. It's an oral history that you hand down generation to generation.
Listen. They say you die twice when you stop breathing, and then
people stop saying your name.
When people stop saying your name. This shit, buddy, I don't need that billboard anymore.
So I was fortunate enough to see two movies this week. I was able to see Baby Driver and Valerian, two movies that we talked about in the Blockbuster. And Brian and I need to talk about this because, Josh, I'm assuming you haven't seen these two movies.
I haven't seen either one, but I'm happy to have you talk about them. I will say that Valerian seems like you're doing it wrong.
Yeah,
and it seems like someone might have told you a long time ago you were doing it wrong.
So let me, yeah.
I also saw Dunkirk this week.
Oh, good. Then we can just quickly talk. So here's the thing: if you don't want to hear spoilers about these movies, that's fine. Let's just get some first impressions up real quick, so this way, then we can give you the timestamp in our show notes, and you can just jump ahead. And first off, I just need to know, Brian, out of the three movies that you saw, because I saw
Baby
Dunkirk
Driver
as well, which ones would you recommend to people to go see?
Out of the three that I saw,
yeah,
I would recommend Baby Driver and Dunkirk.
I as well. For the love of God,
I would say wait
not
for the
go see Valerian.
No.
Oh yes.
No.
Oh yes.
No. It's not worth the theater watch. It's worth a Netflix.
No,
watch.
It's not even worth a Netflix watch.
We'll argue about that in a second.
Was it not visually stunning enough for you, CJ?
It was visually stunning.
You leave the visual stunning alone, Josh. All right, I don't need your shit.
All of the stunning
was it Avatar?
Visuals.
It looked like Avatar.
It wasn't. Avatar is a 3.5 hour piece of trash. This is only like 2 hours,
but also a piece of trash.
It's trash adjacent.
Trash. Okay, so it's that
trash adjacent.
It missed the dumpster and fell onto the ground.
Right. It's that trash that you look at for a moment.
Like, you know what?
Should I pick that up?
It's actually not even an eyesore.
So let's get into this because I completely disagree. I was watching the movie. We were not even halfway through. I got to Ethan Hawke and Rihanna together on screen. I turned to Jenny and I said, "We're leaving, right?
Eject.
I want to leave.
Eject.
I want to leave. Can we just go? We'll get our money back and then we'll go see Baby Driver another day. Can we please go?" And she said, and I quote, "Oh, no, Brian said the movie looked pretty good, so I'm going to stay with it." And I say that because I was out to dinner. I took the family out to dinner.
I hadn't seen it at that point.
And we saw Brian, and we were like, "Hey, it's nice to see you out in the public. Here's my daughter. Yay.
Yes, I saw the Gwen Stacy baby.
And then I asked
and
Brian.
I told her, I went down and I whispered to her, "It's my fucking name."
And I asked Brian,
"Hey, after you've done the movie,
think she knew. Please text me your thoughts. Just like tell me how you feel about the movie, Brian. And do you know what you said to me?
I said is not nearly as good as it should have been, but still not terrible.
Okay, so based
off
that
something like I've seen worse.
That's not a recommendation.
It's not a recommendation.
You made my wife go crazy and be like, "It's a good movie. It's fine."
Not a recommendation. If your wife perceived that comment that way, then there's something wrong with her.
He said it's not terrible.
I listen. I'm blaming my wife on this part. I agree that Brian didn't say, "Oh yeah, go see this movie," but that's what my wife got from it. So whatever. This movie was.
It's like saying, "Well, listen, what we did was boiled a bunch of broccoli. All right. I mean, I'm hungry, so I guess, but it's not good, but it's not terrible. Like, would you voluntarily
this is not
just
broccoli.
eat?
This is cauliflower, which is
no Mars Attacks, but it's still not Fifth Element.
This movie was crap.
It's only crap because you had to sit through it thinking that your wife thought it was good.
No, like
thinking that your wife thought that I said it was good, and I did not say it was good.
I don't care what she thinks.
It was disappointing.
I was ready
highly
to leave.
Disappointing.
Dude, I was ready to go. The movie
I will never walk out of a movie theater.
No,
ever.
life is too short to sit through shitty movies.
Nope, nope, because I cannot have it. Nope, I cannot have a true opinion of it unless I've seen the entire thing. Period.
Okay, you can watch that later at home viewings. You can walk out of a movie
That's great.
theater.
Let me ask you a question.
You
Did you stay for the entire film? CJ, did you stay for the entire film?
Yes.
What is the point?
Okay, good. Then we're good.
What is the point when you walk? Like, at what point in the movie are you allowed to walk out and get your money back?
So I've asked people who worked at movie theaters that exact question after I said how bad Valerian was. And they said, listen, depending on the manager working, you could have sat through the entire movie and been like, hey, the movie was just awful. It was just bad. I really would like to give you continued business. Is there any chance for a voucher? And some managers will give it to you. They do advise, though, that you at least you gotta get through at least half the movie, like before half the movie. If you get past halfway mark, it's a more difficult thing. Unless someone has a seizure or some teenagers are making out and ruining the environment.
I did that. I had that.
Right, but like
you know what? Also, I did. I believe when I went to see Surrogates with Bruce Willis. Remember that movie?
Yeah, it was a piece of trash.
Yeah, I mean, but I watched the whole thing because Bruce Willis and sci-fi, and I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I remember when seeing in the theater, like every once in a while, there was like this white flash, and like the first couple times it happened, I thought it was part of the movie, and I was trying to unlock the secrets of the white flash, and then I realized, oh no, there's just something wrong with the projector.
Right.
So the movie got done. I watched the entire movie, and I didn't even expect to get anything out of it. But we walked up to the manager and said, "Hey, just so you know, we were just in that theater. There was a little, like a white flash every once in a while. Didn't realize, what it even was until we got finished the movie. Just so you know, you might want to have someone take a look at that projector." They gave us vouchers.
Josh, the same rule is almost like a restaurant.
Before we go past that, because I don't want anything bad to happen to Brian, I just want to make sure that you know that the first rule of Project Mayhem is you don't talk about Project Mayhem. So
that's a deep cut.
Oh my gosh, that explains so much that's happened to me since.
Right.
So, Josh, the rule of thumb that they kind of gave me too was also think of it like a restaurant. You can't eat more than half of the dish and be like, this wasn't good. I would like to send it back in a refund. That doesn't work. So, it would, listen, I did not like Valerian. Yeah, it was visually stunning, not enough to keep me entertained. Rihanna ruined the movie for me. I thought her scene was so bad.
Here were my problems
was so shitty.
Can you shut up for a moment?
Let me finish my goddamn thought before you interject your thought.
You were finished. There was a period, and then you just decided to say other thesaurus words.
Garbage.
Shitty.
Thesaurus words?
I'm not thinking correctly.
I can tell,
synonyms.
bro.
That's great. Thesaurus words is the best thing for synonyms I've ever heard. Like, that's the best definition for what is a synonym? Thesaurus words. Right? That's so good.
Go ahead, say your thesaurus words.
My biggest problem with the movie is that it was a good concept that they could have turned into a franchise. But they tried to do too much in one movie. The pacing was all off. You didn't care about anybody in the story. So by the time when things happened, I was like, all right, cool. And that was it. Like the problem, the thing is that made me say it wasn't terrible was I saw the potential in there. And whether or not it can realize that potential, I don't think it tanks so bad at the box office. I don't think they'll ever try to do this.
There's no potential, and they revealed the villain like immediately and hit you over the head with it. It was so bad.
But it's such an expansive universe. You can do anything with those characters.
The good news is it bombed at the box office, so nothing's happening with those characters. It is dead and gone.
Let's talk about the movie I want to talk about for the next 20 minutes.
Oh my God, Baby Driver was all right.
So
here's the thing. The studio put the first 6 minutes available online for you to view legally. So
yeah, I saw
I
that.
will include a link to that because that is the scene that made me convince my wife to go see the movie because it has a dumb name. Baby Driver is a dumb name for a movie. It makes sense in context of the movie. It does.
Is his name Baby?
But
his name is Baby.
Dumb.
And he's a driver?
Listen,
he is indeed a driver, Josh.
Kind of makes sense to me.
Talk to the general population. They don't get it.
I don't talk to the general population because they don't get anything I say.
So anyway, listen, Edgar Wright, if you don't know him, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, right? Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead,
World's End.
World's End. Fantastic director. The way that they use music in this movie should be a class that everyone in film school has to take.
Better than Driver?
Yes.
Yeah, and it uses an homage to Driver.
Wait.
Yes.
Okay, wait. Better than Driver?
Yes.
You
Okay.
mean Drive with Ryan Gosling?
Drive, thank you. Better than
Okay.
Drive.
Yes, better than Drive.
Yes.
Uses music way better than Drive. Uses music better than fucking music videos.
It uses music better than any movie I've ever seen.
Yes.
Oh my God, wait a minute.
I will
Better
say
than
that.
Tarantino?
Yes.
No.
Seriously,
Yes.
Josh, it is the best use of music in a movie ever.
No.
Both rooted within like real use case of the music and also just like fantastic. Josh, go watch the first 6 minutes and you'll see exactly what we're talking about.
My
Because
problem.
my favorite
problem
song in the
with
world
this-
right now is Bell Bottoms. It's
My
so
problem
good.
with this is that I'm the music adds context guy.
Yes,
So
you
if
are.
I
you're telling
fucking
me this
texted
is
you
be-
and told you to see this movie.
You need to see this movie. The
You know
characters
what? We're gonna
are-
pause. We're gonna pause for 6 minutes. Watch it.
Can I go watch it too? Let me get the link.
Yeah, watch it. Watch it.
Okay, so we just got back from watching the first 6 minutes of Baby Driver because Josh hasn't seen it yet, and I would like some reactions, please, and some apologies on your behalf.
You should have, you know what? You should have just watched me watching it because that's probably the only reaction I could have given you. It was the best getaway scene that I've ever witnessed, ever. It was the best driving I've ever seen in a movie. It was, I mean, Ronin is the only other one that's up there for me, like really up there. And some of the first Jason Bourne stuff. This was better than all of that.
Yeah.
And the music was amazing the entire time. It was a part of the scene. It wasn't ancillary or by accident or even necessarily thematic, other than he knew, like he was just sort of pacing himself with the music, which I thought was brilliant. My God, this is so good.
It's so good.
This entire
And dude, it only
movie
gets
is like this.
better. And that is how the movie
better
opens.
and better.
God,
It does.
I gotta see
And-
this. I gotta see this movie.
And
You
the
have to see
driving-
this movie.
And the driving has no CGI. They did not do any of that animated crap for the driving. There are a couple CGI elements which, you would understand later on.
No. I've seen stunt drivers that can drive like this. It's just never been put really well into a movie. Like
Yeah.
not like this.
I know.
I've watched a ton of trick. The funny thing is the WRX is sort of one of those famous rally cars, and a ton of the videos I've watched are guys driving WRX. Travis Pastrana driving the WRX, all that stuff. Precise driving, and there's none of this. It's silly or by accident. Like I believed every move he made because it was clear that he knew what he was doing.
Yep.
God, I got to see this movie.
It's so good. It only gets better. It is right
And
now.
the best part about this movie is that like the story doesn't even, it's not like the story takes a backseat. It's got a good story and really well done acting. And it does this really cool thing where like the first half of this movie, you think you know who you like and who you don't like.
You're
You think
predicting cult classic right now.
No, I'm not predicting cult classic. I'm predicting classic.
This movie is one of my favorite movies of this summer.
Yep, it is my favorite, one of the favorite movies of the year.
CJ, classic that's a tough.
I
that's
know
a
it
tough
is.
category.
I know, man. It's Edgar Wright. Okay, maybe cult classic because of Edgar Wright. People
Cult
automatically
classic
just
is
call it
where I'm
Edgar
comfortable.
Wright.
Brian,
Yep.
I'm fine with it being called a cult classic. I really am. And that's right. That's where Edgar Wright belongs. But this movie was made with a shoestring budget and it's making a ton of money. So I would be surprised if we don't see a sequel to it.
I don't think
Wow.
there is a sequel. I don't think there is a sequel within the movie. I think the movie stops you there.
I think you can if you really want to.
I don't
I think
want
you
them
shouldn't
to.
spoil it any further.
I don't think they should. Listen, it is by far one of my favorite movies of the year. I mean, it goes Spider-Man and then this movie. Like I am in love with this movie. It's so good. Every actor is on point. The story is great. I mean, it's really good.
Wait, Spider-Man and then this. This is better than Guardians. This is better than Guardians.
Yeah.
Is what you just said.
I think they even use music better than Guardians does.
Brian, is this better than Guardians?
I can't. I don't think you can compare the two.
Whoa, no. You can. You can compare how you feel when you leave.
Based on how I felt when I left, then yes.
Oh my God.
This was one of these. I'm not joking. This is one of these movies.
It really is.
That I got into my car. I'm like, I need to go fast.
Yeah, I need to like.
I was so excited. I got the album on
Me too.
Apple Music, and I just put it on, and I'm just like, I want to be a getaway
Josh,
driver.
you know how cheap I am? You know how cheap I am?
I do know how cheap you are, yeah.
I paid money for this album.
Really?
Because it's not available to stream on Apple Music. The individual songs are, right? In the sense that you have to find the artist and blah, blah, blah. But the album is not. I purchased the album.
That's crazy.
I don't buy things, people. I'm fucking cheap. Great. Okay, I want to get some quick thoughts on Dunkirk. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it because a lot of critics have. I thought it was really great. I actually didn't mind Harry Styles. It was a little... Yeah, everyone barely spoke in this movie.
Yeah, the entire movie they barely spoke. It was a good movie. It was really good.
My only criticism is you couldn't really hear the people.
Bombs dropping?
No, there's not a whole lot of, and that's why you can't hear people. Just like the audio is just very poorly mixed. But I really think it's not about what they say. I think it's about what they do.
I didn't have that issue.
Oh, I had it pretty bad. Well, wait, did you see this in IMAX or did you see this you saw this in regular, right?
Regular.
Okay, because I mean the sound in IMAX is, fuck you.
Yeah,
sound.
no, I saw it at a regular ass movie theater.
Yeah, I felt like I was in a plane at one point. I was having issues. But I mean, I've also watched a lot of British TV, so I actually understood when British people were mumbling. Like, that's fine, I got it, but it was just hard to hear at times. That was it. Look, that's the only bad thing I had to say about the movie. Oh, the sound in it ain't gonna be a little better.
But you're not but you're not criticizing the movie, you're criticizing the IMAX version of the movie, which who cares? Like you
should see this movie in IMAX because it was shot in IMAX cameras.
You're there for the experience, right? And if you feel like you're in a plane when they're in a fucking plane, then you probably got the experience.
Yeah. Brian had the issue where the aspect ratio kept changing for him.
It didn't bug me at all.
Oh, well, some people do. It didn't.
I'm
do
not
that.
CJ.
It didn't do that when I went to IMAX. It bothered me when I watched Transformers. I brought that up on Now Conspiring because it bothered me.
I'm not you. Yeah, which is why I texted you.
But
I didn't notice it until 2 hours into the... Well, it's only a 2 hour movie. Like an hour and a half into the movie, I was like, oh, the aspect ratio is changing. Okay.
All right.
CJ is having a full-on conniption.
No, I was fine because I saw it in IMAX. It is made for IMAX, so it had no problem. But now it is time, ladies and gentlemen, to look at the world of comic books, how it's affecting TV, how it's affecting movies, but most of all, how it's affecting Brian. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Cape Talk. And Brian, if you don't drop the Cape Talk sound in this episode, I'm going to murder you.
That was a problem. And
I was very mad.
I'm driving, right? And I get it's time for Cape Talk. And I go,
Cape Talk.
But I couldn't say the thing because I was like,
point of order from last week's episode. CJ Mellon, did not edit that episode. It was Brian Thornton.
Oh my God.
Brian did not drop in the actual Cape Talk theme. So it wasn't me, people. I don't want your angry messages.
Nah, man, that shit was a problem. That was a problem.
Fine, I'll fix it.
Good, fix it.
Damn
be fixed.
right. Cape Talk. So listen, I found this very cute story, and I just thought it was great to put it out into the world.
I saw the same story, and it was adorable. It's one of those stories that you go, "Aww."
Yeah, the best line that we've seen.
Go ahead, say the story. Say the story.
Yeah, so the best line in Thor's new movie is written by a Make-A-Wish kid.
Aww.
The line where Chris Hemsworth, as Thor, yells to him, "I know him. He's a friend from work," was done.
You mean
on
everybody's
set.
favorite freaking line in the trailer?
Was done on set in the moment after a Make-A-Wish kid who was visiting the set for the day told Chris Hemsworth that he should yell that. Chris Hemsworth got permission from the director to do it, did the moment, and they totally kept it. It's made by a Make-A-Wish kid.
That's the most amazing thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Good guy, Marvel.
Was perfectly good guy, Marvel. I just thought it was a funny thing to bring up, and I thought it was just worth
Not a
having.
funny thing. That kid is going to live on forever in that movie. He wrote a line.
That's for sure. That is
he should get a writing credit
for sure. And
he gets a writing credit. He's got to.
But the thing is, I don't think it's good guy Marvel. I think this kid said some shit, and the writers went, "We all suck. That's actually the best thing I've ever heard. Isn't that the best thing you've ever heard? That's the best thing I've ever heard." And they, absolutely at that point, that kid should get a writing credit. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It was fantastic the first time. That's the only thing we were all screaming.
Yep.
There's every gif about it in the world, right? You just, hey, do you know that guy? I know him. He's a friend from work. Is the gif you sent? Hey, have you met Pete? And then you send that gif.
He's a friend from
That's
work.
all you have to do.
Yep.
This kid is immortalized. It's amazing.
So now moving on into the DCEU and some news regarding the Batfleck. There's been a lot of won't he actually stay on for the projects, what he's working on, and allegedly he has signed up for a Batman trilogy and a future Batman Beyond adaptation. Batman Beyond on the big screen, Brian? Possibility? What do we think about
Is there
that?
something wrong with that?
Do you actually think it's going to happen?
Of course, I think it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Is it going to happen
I
while
don't
I'm
understand
still
what you're asking
alive
me.
and I'm not an old Bruce
hang
Wayne?
Hang on. No, hang on, CJ. How many Batman movies are there?
Are you
How many
including
theatrical?
animated?
How many
Yeah,
theatrical adaptations, live action adaptations of Batman are there?
6?
It's not enough.
So
Right.
all right.
It's not enough.
Okay.
Can you wait?
It's not enough.
600, 700, 600, 600?
He wants what you want for Transformers, one every week. If you can.
No,
do that.
I want
One
the
every
same
week would be
thing for
great.
Batman. I think there should be a Transformers and a Batman movie every week, and a Superman movie, and all the
Your
other
math is
comic
wrong.
book
First,
character
there's
movies.
7,
Instead of
8
books,
if you include BVS.
instead of a bunch of books releasing every month, I want movies. Let's do that.
So yes, absolutely. And the Batman Beyond story is really interesting. and
Really interesting, and that suit is
really great.
awesome.
And that suit is awesome, and that cartoon was great. And yeah, dude, put some freaking old man makeup on Ben Affleck and freaking do it up. Have Joseph Gordon-Levitt be Batman Beyond and be Terry McGinnis. Yes,
Don't you
Yes.
you put that into the universe and not deliver on that promise, you son of a bitch.
Do it.
Why would I deliver on that promise?
I don't know,
I'm
but now
telling
you're
Warner
in charge of
Brothers to do it.
making Joseph Gordon-Levitt the new Batman and Batman Beyond.
I
will
now
tweet
your
his
job.
people.
Call him up.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Got
Josh.
it.
I mean, he got Aaron Paul to be Ghost Rider. The least you could do is give me Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yep, it didn't take much either. Just called him up. AP, Ghost Rider.
You say, hey, yo, AP, well, in the middle of vitamin water commercials, I need you to do this thing.
That's right.
So I mean, that's some good news coming out of the DCU because as we agree, Affleck is the best part so far of Batman vs Superman and what we've seen of the Justice League, which we won't talk about. I'm sorry for bringing it up.
Well, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman is probably the best.
Oh, that's, you are absolutely true. And
Batman
Gal
close
Gadot.
second.
So sorry,
I said it. It's Gal Gadot.
Godot.
It's Gadot.
that was
Gadot.
Gadot. It's
Gadot.
no,
not
because we thought it was like
Gadot.
waiting like Godot, but it's not like waiting.
No,
like
it's Gadot. I read it.
There's
I heard it. I seen it.
there's a
I seen it.
Yeah,
it's Gadot.
You seen it, Lois? I seen it. All right. Well, guys, that's it. That's all we have. That is the end of Cape Talk.
Cape Talk.
So what I do like to do, though, is I love to go on the internet. I like to troll and find the weird, the obscure, and then I ask Brian and Josh for their tech perspective. No, damn it. I almost got away with it for a whole week.
That's the jazziest one yet. He's riffing, CJ. Don't interrupt. Don't interrupt when he's riffing.
It's like freeform jazz. You can't do that. So a vintage, still wrapped Super Mario Bros. NES cartridge is now on sale for $30,000.
It's not now on sale.
I thought
It's
it
sold.
Oh, did it sell it?
It's sold.
I thought the auction was still up.
$30,000.
Oh, they did sell it. I'm sorry. The last
Oh,
time I looked
yeah.
at it, it was still up.
Guess who has it?
Not you.
The estate of Michael Jackson.
Probably.
What do you guys think about the price? $30,000 for a Super Mario Bros. Wrapped cartridge, still wrapped.
I guess that's the thing, is that this is I mean, the collector's item. How many Honus Wagner cards are out there is kind of my point. This is a thing. Have you ever heard of a still wrapped NES Super Mario Brothers cartridge? Have you ever heard of one other than this? I haven't.
No, I haven't even heard of one.
Legend tells a tale of
that's kind of what I'm saying.
Super Mario cartridge.
This guy bought a Legend for
it's right next to the landfill of ET for Atari.
This is a big deal.
Okay.
I think it's a big deal for collectors. It's
$30,000 though the right price? Or should it have been more?
Well, how the hell do I know? I'm never paying $30,000 for an NES cartridge. I'm never going to play.
I didn't realize we were on Antiques Roadshow here, CJ.
Listen, Brian, I'm just surprised your palatial estate didn't put down the money to get one of these.
Nah, I'm too busy buying folding mates for every freaking room in the house.
He buys folding mates for his entourage and for the staff. Like all the staff, their shit's always fresh because folding mates.
I just thought it was outrageous that $30,000 is what that cartridge gone for. I mean, because I don't know if I could have the restraint to still keep that sealed if I were to.
Oh no, I'd unwrap that shit right away.
I'd unwrap it right away. Oh, God, no, it'd be one of those things that after you do, like, yeah, oh, I wasn't supposed to do that. Oh, I was not supposed to do that. Oh, shit. So I just know if I would have bought it, it would have been bad. Hey, do you guys remember when we loved Pokemon Go? We were so excited for it. Josh spent $100 of it right here on the show.
6 months.
I do remember that.
And now remember how it's stupid and no one really plays it anymore, and Pokemon Go's trying so hard to make it a thing again?
You mean by adding everything that we didn't want?
Yes, and not giving us the thing that we do want?
Not giving us the things that we were promised, you mean?
Yes. So
we're going to give you more things, just not the things that were promised in the initial launch trailer.
Right. So Pokemon Go had an event, right? A meetup across the world where you could meet up a character, buy some items, right? It was called the Great Park Festival.
Yeah, didn't it get like completely screwed though?
Oh yeah, so it was just completely mauled by server problems, terrible connectivity. Complaints were made to AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, T-Mobile, the whole nine thing, and they can't get Niantic's app to actually work. And now Pokemon Go Fest attendees are now filing a class action lawsuit against Niantic because they wasted time and money on getting this event to work, and they didn't have it happen. People traveled from other states to Chicago, so this way they could have this huge 3D monster catching festival, and it was a total crap fest. What happened to Pokemon Go? Pokemon, what happened to you? It used to be fun.
There's another angle to this, and that's that you wasted your time once. Why waste your time on a lawsuit? Like, is this not crazy to anybody? A class action lawsuit?
I mean, for air travel, hotel, and all that stuff. Yeah.
Why the fuck are you flying,
dude?
To
people
play Pokemon
flew
Go
into Chicago from other countries for this event.
Nope.
Yeah.
That shit's on you. That's on you.
Listen, I agree with you, but at the same time, like, I would be suing Pokemon Go for false advertising on fucking trading.
That's some crazy shit. There's no way anybody should get paid for being stupid. Come on. Pokemon Go, like it was like a little bit of fun from the start. It was a little bit of fun. Like, you know, you play Sudoku for a little bit of fun. It's that kind of like, oh, I'm bored, I'll play Kingdom Rush because it's a little bit of fun. Like it's as fun as any other app-based game can be fun. Flying someplace, paying money just for Pokemon Go when it's well past its life expectancy is a stupid move.
The other thing too is just like you had spent $100 on the game, people had done some in-game app purchases that day to prep themselves for the games, and that money was wasted.
Okay, that's the kind of thing where, I mean, couldn't you make a few calls and get some of that shit refunded? And even if they said no, listen, a class action lawsuit costs more than you'll gain. Like if your only expenditure was an in-app purchase, then you're
never gonna
you're not
going
to get back right. You're not going to get back what you put in. So even the amount of time it takes to and postage invested is just degrading your payout at that point.
You spend too much money on stamps.
And then on the flip side, if you flew there, you're an idiot, so you don't deserve anything. And that's how I feel about it. This
math checks out. I approve.
Right. It's approved. My math checks out. See, there it is.
Unlike your math for your 2010 list of Breakfast Club, everything else is.
Oh, see, you know who else was super pissed about that?
Your wife.
My wife.
Yep.
So finally, Josh, you had sent me a video, and I one-upped you with a different one of some of these AR Kit concept videos. Right, so ARKit is going to be the new augmented reality platform available on iPhones at the end of this year, and so people are doing some really cool things with it. And you sent a video of a concept for an app that makes the Take On Me window where you can walk through it, and now you're suddenly in Take On Me's music video, and you have the whole art style, and you can see through it. It's really cool. The video's in the show notes. I highly recommend you go check it out. What about this was interesting? What caught your eye about this concept?
I just think it's fun. Like I don't even. It's nothing beyond like a game for me at this point, because I don't think it's like an actual part of life. It's just one of those things that if it works, it's cool, and if it doesn't, you didn't really invest much time into it. But it seems like, I mean, who doesn't want to jump into that aha video? And that's kind of my point, is that everybody knows it, they get it, and when I saw the article, Take On Me, right, I want to jump in. I want to sing the song. I want to jump in.
The thing that I saw though was actually a really interesting way to do it. They were using ARKit to put robots, kind of like a District 9 or Chappie-esque robot, into the real world, and a filmmaker is kind of using that to maybe make some movies. So this way you don't have to build a very high expensive CGI character, go ahead and go onto a green screen or do mocap work. You can just use this kit and kind of make, short videos or make a maybe even a feature-length film using the technology that's powerful on an iPhone. So I'm really curious to think if you think there's entertainment options in the sense of telling stories, or is it confined solely to applications and games?
So there's a couple things there at play, right? There was a movie filmed completely on the Nokia E9 or one of those, and that's kind of what started this. I don't know if it was an E9 or N900. I'm not even familiar anymore, but the iPhone is the world's most popular camera. There's no question about that. It's documented. So anything that can improve the user's ability, experience in taking photos, making videos, films in this case, I think is amazing, because everybody's got an iPhone.
Right.
And if you don't, you're doing it wrong.
And that can be a really easy way too to also, cut down production costs of having to travel to somewhere else. You can just get somebody else to just go ahead and launch an app on their phone, have these walking robots, and have them throughout the entire world. So you can get B-roll, right, and extra footage from somebody without even having to really, to pay them or travel to a foreign country. So I thought it was a really interesting concept. A lot of people are doing some really cool things with the AR kit. So I recommend you go check out the show notes and watch these two videos, because it's a very interesting proof of concept for both of these things, and there's some also really, really good ones. So I cannot wait for this to come out officially, hopefully in the fall, and kind of see what happens when it's unleashed upon the world and everyone can have access to it. Looks really interesting. So now it is time for Josh and Brian to look at what's going on in the movie world, right? And look at some upcoming projects and say, hey, I think I can do a better job. I think I can cast this. So what movie are we recasting today, gentlemen?
So I read online that they are currently trying to do a Charlie's Angels new remake movie, new version. I don't know what they're doing with it anymore, but we're going to go ahead and cast a new Charlie's Angels.
All right, and what characters are we recasting?
We're going to cast Natalie, Alex, Dylan, Bosley, and Charlie. So the 3 angels, Bosley, and the voice of Charlie. And I think we have at least 2 of the same, and I'm going to say that going in. So
I'm going to be so upset when we don't have 2 of the same.
I think we do. Natalie Cook, is that right?
Natalie Cook, yeah.
So that was the Cameron Diaz character in the movie.
Yes.
Okay. I have Amber Heard.
I have Anna Kendrick.
Okay, who is Amber Heard and where is she from?
Amber Heard, you've seen from a bunch of movies, but
she's going to be Mara in the Justice League movie.
Oh, okay. Her.
Never Back Down. Yes, she's been in a bunch of stuff. She was in that Kevin Costner 3 Days to Kill.
She was in Drive Angry with Nick Cage.
Drive Angry, yes.
The Danish Girl, Drive Angry. Okay. Yeah, Anna Kendrick's completely wrong for that role, Brian.
So Amber Heard wins that one easily.
Also, stop casting Anna Kendrick in everything. Like, you're casting her in every movie.
That's not true. It's only 2. It's only
wrong.
2.
She's wrong. She's
Fine,
wrong.
You're wrong.
Way wrong.
You're wrong.
All right, listen. Alex Mundy, I look, I was so in love with Lucy Liu that I went and typecast it, and I said Jessica Henwick.
Remind me who Jessica Henwick is?
Iron Fist, Colleen Wynn.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. I went a little different. I putting for Alex Mundy, Kiki Palmer.
And we know her from...
You probably don't know her. I know her from Scream Queens. She did the Grease Live, and she's fairly small. I'm not gonna lie, but she's done a lot of voice work.
Her biggest claim to fame was like Medea's Family Reunion, and
her biggest claim to
Queens.
fame is Scream Queens. I think she's very funny, and I think she could play Brainy really well.
That's wrong. You're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong.
CJ,
just because you don't know the person doesn't mean you're not wrong.
What is your reason for casting her over Josh's pick? Why should I pick your pick?
I think if you see Scream Queens, she can do funny and she can do Brainy extremely well.
But we have seen Iron Fist and Colleen Wynn.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're selling me.
My cast list is not held to what you've seen.
Dude, I am Joe Public. Joe Public did not see Scream Queen. So make a better argument for her, or you lose. Give me a reason why she should be there over Josh's pick.
I don't have any reason because you've never seen anything in her with her in it.
You can still sell me. All right, because you cannot sell me on an actress.
I just told you she can play Brainy and she can play funny and she can do them both really well.
You are number one fired as an agent. You're no longer allowed to represent any actor.
That's not true at all. I'm the best agent. I'm the best out there.
You can't sell me on this person that I've never heard of before. I award Josh Burns this round. That's
I don't need to sell you. It's not my job.
Brian,
not looking good for you, Brian.
Dylan Summers, Brian, if you please.
Dylan Summers, I have Emma Roberts.
That's wrong.
Oh my God. Why is that wrong? Who do you have?
This was the only one I couldn't settle on one person. I have Emily Browning or Yvonne Strahovski. I don't care either way. Emily Browning, you've seen in a bunch of stuff, right? She played
she was in Sucker Punch.
She was in Sucker Punch, right?
Sucker Punch. More importantly, Lemony Snicket's series on Unfortunate Adventures.
I disagree with that pick. Who was her second pick?
Yvonne Strahovski, you know her as Sarah from Chuck.
All of your choices are a little bit too old.
I don't think so. If you look at Drew Barrymore,
I don't think that's the issue.
The Angels need to be early to mid 20s, and all of my choices are early to mid 20s.
I went with people that are 30, the same ages as the actors that portrayed them in the movie.
Yeah.
Even when you think they had been angels for a long time.
Even when I think of Farrah Fawcett and things like that, she was older. She wasn't in her 20s at that time.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean,
I'm just going with what I know.
I'm going with the fact that hold on. Listen, I know the way Hollywood goes that they're going to go with a younger, more early 20s, college age angels.
Yeah, in the meantime,
I also know that Elizabeth Banks. Yeah, they're going to try and do a 21 Jump Street. And I also know that Elizabeth Banks is in talks to direct / co-write this. That's why I'm picking the people I pick.
In the meantime, we have people that actually make sense in the roles that we've seen thus far.
The only problem is, Josh, I do agree with Brian that for that character, because that was Drew Barrymore's character.
Yes.
Your two picks are a little too serious, and I have to give it to Brian because I know that actress can pull off that role.
What was that? What was that pick? Emma what?
Emma Roberts.
She can pull off the kind of,
Okay. All right.
All right, so let's move on to the next pick. Who's the next cast?
It is Bosley. And
Okay.
I have John C. Reilly.
Oh. Okay.
I think CJ's going to like my choice.
Go ahead.
I have Nathan Fillion.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely.
He could totally be
100% as
Bosley.
I don't
Bosley.
He
even know
could
who that
absolutely
is.
be Bosley.
Who is that?
Yes, you do. Have you seen Firefly?
No.
No.
he hasn't. Have you seen Castle?
No.
My God. Rick and Morty?
No.
It's only on one episode of Rick and Morty.
Nobody has seen any of this shit that you guys are fucking talking about. You know who everybody knows?
Whoa. Back up. Everybody who listens to this podcast has seen at least one of those three things. First off, just because you haven't seen it,
He was in Buffy the
doesn't
Vampire
mean
Slayer.
he's not a good fit.
He was in Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't know he was in Saving Private Ryan.
He's in Saving Private Ryan. He's one of the soldiers that dies right away with Vin
Who is
Diesel.
he in Guardians of the Galaxy?
No. Guardians of the Galaxy. He was. They shot a cameo, and it never made the cut. So
It never made the cut.
Nobody knows this guy, and you want to
That
make
is
him Bosley.
false. No,
Josh.
listen.
Again. Everybody knows this guy. You're out of the loop on this one. I'm putting my foot down. I normally go with what you say.
Yeah, fair enough.
You're out of the loop.
Apparently, I'm out of the loop.
You're wrong.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Wrong.
Finally, let's hear the voice of Charlie.
David Warburton.
He's got that
Patrick
really
Warburton.
You
Jesus
mean
Christ.
Patrick Warburton.
David Putty. Patrick Warburton.
No, absolutely not. I have Robert Downey Jr.
Why?
No, Patrick Warburton is got the voice on that, man.
Right. Patrick
Hold
Warburton.
on now. Wait. So sell me.
way.
So sell me on RDJ. How does RDJ become Charlie?
Listen, Charlie Charlie is nothing but just a Tony Stark character, just a voice in a box. Like that's that guy. And Patrick Warburton, he's too comedic, and Charlie's not comedic. Charlie's the guy on the other end of the phone. He's the straight man. He's the guy who gives the missions. He's not the guy who's going to deliver the one-liners. I think RDJ's got enough charisma that all you have to do is hear RDJ as a voice in a box.
You just described last like 4 RDJ roles as one-liners, guy who's got a comedic timing.
Right, but the fact of the matter is he's versatile enough that you would fall in love with him just from being a voice on the box.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Because
it was either him or Malcolm McDowell was my only other choice.
Because I cannot come to a complete decision on who should be the voice of Charlie, I'm going to leave it up to the fans. I'm really curious to hear what you guys think should be for Charlie. So please tweet at us at That Kind of Nerd, or find us on Facebook. Just search That Kind of Nerd. You'll find us there as well. So I'm really interested to hear what you guys think for this part of Cast This. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that is the end of our show. I want to thank you so much for making us your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work. Remember that this podcast is ad-free thanks to our supporters here on Patreon. Help support the show and help us with making new projects. Go to patreon.com/thatkindofnerd and begin support. If you want early access to our topics, start at $1. You can actually get early access to what we're going to be discussing every single week. So thank you so much for making us your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work, and we will see you all next week.
If you love comics and sci-fi and technology, television, video games, and fantasy, well, take a listen to our show. I'm sure you'll see there's many points where we can agree. Like the Martha as a plot point was just too absurd, and Apple versus Android is a case to be heard, and my Josh Trank's new Fantastic Four was a turd. Well, welcome to the club, 'cause you are that kind of nerd.
You know what? Let's get the show on the road.
No.
Let's get the goddamn show on the road.
Can we go off-roading?
No, we can't.
Is this like an ATV
No,
situation?
this is not an ATP.
ATP? I said ATV.
I know, All-Terrain Podcast.
You're dumb. That was dumb.
That was dumb.
It's not a funny joke at all.
I made CJ reboot. Hold on.
Why would he have?
That's the first thing that came to
Goes
my
in the
mind.
game room on Neverland Ranch, bro.
You just said who has it, and I thought, oh shit, the estate of Michael Jackson. There you go.
Oh, blanket.
Blanket, let's play some video games, Blanket. That's ignorant. No, Blanket, I'm Mario. That's ignorant.
Cape Talk.